Yo, 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 what up, fam? We back live. hmm It's a new day. Time to make some better aces and get better every day like we've been doing. Let's go ahead and give ourselves Highlander. Mm, Hey, I want to get Professor Curvature, a case of courage. Got all these heal skills. So mm,
Now, ever since the 70s, the cars you see out on the track and the ones you can buy for yourself have only a passing resemblance to each other, but it was at least a marketing pitch by NASCAR to the automakers. You design an engine with our specifications, make a car body also within our specifications, and you can slap whatever name you want on it as long as it's some sort of car. It'll win on Sunday and help you sell come Monday. But now Chevy only has one rear engine supercar to sell, Ford has one muscle car, and Dodge has no cars and has just recently debuted the Ram for the truck series. And Toyota is actually totally fine with the Camry, Camry Crown, Corolla, and Supra to offer up. And there's the rub. You can still buy a regular ass reasonably priced mid-sized car or compact car in the US, but you have to buy
Why take the G3 when I can
Volkswagen,
take the
Honda,
G1 for
Mercedes,
twice as many
the others
fans?
had absolutely no problem catering to those markets. US auto manufacturers, though, have completely abandoned the concept. But why? Well, this is where I have to get into politics.
All right.
turning once again, and they were
Like
actually
the Unity
referring
Cup,
to
really
things
simply,
from
from what
going back
I've
into
been able to experience,
right things that's going to take place. And the
is
mountain
you just got to
olives
stay
is
one letter up
located
on them,
all the way towards the east of the
and
Temple
you
Mount in Jerusalem. And
win
there is
most
this
of the time.
prophecy in the Bible that actually states that the Messiah of the Jews is going to be returning through this
Uh,
gate located in Jerusalem, which is right next to the Temple Mount. And that's also the same location which Jesus rode on a donkey and entered his way into Jerusalem. So stick with me here because this is where things are getting
Not
absolutely
my fault.
wild. Back in 1517, there was this guy named Sultan Suleiman who actually conquered Jerusalem, and he was an Islamist, but he basically believed that the Messiah of the Jews is going to be entering through this particular gate. So he was so afraid that he decided to go ahead and seal off the entire gate completely using these rods. And that's the reason why the gate right now is completely sealed off,
Hmm?
and that place is currently being used as a cemetery for the
Man,
Muslims. Now,
this
this is
is
where things get absolutely interesting because the Bible actually states that when the
summer
Messiah
wasted.
of the Jews is going to be returning, he will walk right past through this gate. And when he does it, there will be a massive earthquake and it's going to be splitting entire olives in half. And this particular gate is going to be broken in half. Now, that's basically what the Jews' prophecy states. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but in 1964, the Jews actually
Okay, that
built
made up for
a
it a little bit.
nice hotel right on top of the peak of Mount Olives. Now, they did this because they thought that maybe they could attract more tourists. And since Jerusalem is the Holy Land, of course, pilgrims and worshippers, they're obviously going to come in and they have a hotel all the way up there in Mount Olives. It could profit them in a lot of ways. And here's what's interesting because as the Israeli government was trying to build this massive hotel right on top of Mount Olive, they decided to go ahead and do a geological survey all across the Mount of Olives. And what they just found is absolutely mind-boggling because there is this massive fault line underneath the ground that goes all the way from Mount Olives exactly towards the eastern cape. So this travels all the way from the east to west, and the
Now I
fault line
expect to get
starts
one
from Mount
bulb this next
Olives
turn,
and it also ends
or both right
exactly
after
in the
this race.
eastern cape, which is the same location where the prophecy says
All
the
right.
Messiah is going to be walking right through it, and the eastern wall is going to be completely broken in half because there will be a massive earthquake. And if you read the prophecy we just mentioned in Zechariah chapter 14, verse 4, it very clearly
So with
states that
Tosho
this
and
gate
Zeno,
that
they give
is
you the
entering
option with
through
their
Mount
event
Olives
to do
right next to
left-handed,
the
right-handed,
eastern gate
or
all the way
something
from
else.
east to west. And the geological survey that was just done is also showing a straight fracture line that starts from Mount Olives and it ends all the way towards the eastern gate, which is not only in the same direction in which there's a possibility of maybe if there ends up being some sort of earthquake, it's basically going to be splitting the entire Mount Olives in half. And that splitting is going to be leading all the way towards the eastern gate because there is a massive fault line that goes straight up to the eastern gate, which could, at the end of the day, end up cracking open the mountain as well as the entire line that leads up to the eastern gate, and the eastern gate is going to be completely broken as well. So the wall that the Muslims have built right now near the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, where the eastern gate is located, they basically decided to seal off the gate. But as far as what the geological survey mentions, it seems like this
I
fault
think
line
late
is
skirt. I
basically
think late
just
surger
laying
skills is gonna come
foundation,
in
making down this
big
massive
play
wall that is
for
going to
this
crash down.
CM.
And that's going to happen at the exact same time when the Mount of Olives is going to be
Well, not
broken
late
in
surger
half.
skills. I
And
mean
that's
late
going to
race
be
skills.
exactly what Zachariah's prophecy already states. The Mount of Olives is going to be broken in two halves,
11
and that's
pace
when the
chasers.
Messiah is going to be entering
I
through
gotta
the
see how
eastern
this one
gate
plays
of
out.
Jerusalem. Now, that's just absolutely crazy because there is no way that this whole thing is naturally just made up. It just seems like it was conveniently made by God Himself that He had to just put down this fault line that leads all the way from Mount Olives to the gate. So that someday in the future, when the Messiah arrives for the second coming, everything is still going to be located on the same path in which he's going to be traveling on.
I
So
feel like
there's
doing
no
a
way
guts
that
run
this
today
massive
too.
earthquake
So
is basically going to be fulfilling the prophecy that's already present in the Bible. And it's all just going to happen in a very natural way. It's not even going to be something that's unnatural, supernatural. It's already
I want to do
predetermined.
all
It's already
guts.
there, and nature has already fulfilled the
No, I
prophecy.
want to do
So
three
this
guts,
in itself is a massive, massive proof that the Bible is indeed
two
absolutely true.
stem,
Now, there's also a
and one speed card.
Much better way than what I could bring in. One right here is I would like 6 years. Now, never Jesus ascended into heaven when he was standing in the Mount of Olives. And I said, one said, I'm going to come in the exact same way that I got it. And there are other prophets. So, hold on. Let me just correct this right here. You cannot read that said he was to be an angel here and here and then silently on up in the Mount of Olives in his Father God, basically. If they shouldn't take away, that shows you the way something away from the buying snacks from the road, you want to pay right away, but paying for new issue. That's what you probably pay later. If you want to go to debit, then pay later. There, that's smart. That's what that informed the disciples. So that's one correction I want to make here. I'm going to read it here in a second. That specifically make it sound like it's clear when Jesus returns and he descends, he's going to descend and stand right on top of the Mount of Olives. Let's go there. Right. So if you're ever there on the Mount of Olives is east of the Temple Mount. So in Ezekiel 43, it's one of the passages that Jewish people for millennia have been like, that's a messianic promise. Then the man brought the this is what Ezekiel 43 states. Looking at the outer gate of the sanctuary, the one facing the east, and it was shut. It is to remain shut because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it. And when it says has entered through it, this is prophetic foreshortening, talking about a future event. And
Shining brightly.
right here is the east gate, as seen from when you're standing on the Mount of Olives. That's literally what
That lowers her chance of failing training for the rest of the run.
it's all bricked up. The guy's name was Sultan Suleiman. He conquered Jerusalem in 1578. Islamic guy. He had fear of the future Messiah coming. That specific prophecy. And he bricked up the East Gate because he was going, I'm going to make sure that prophecy never gets fulfilled. Okay, now check this out. Zechariah 14, 3 and 5 is shall stand upon the Mount of Olives, which faces Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall be split into. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's just insane because Zechariah already says it, and it's also present in Ezekiel's chapter as well, or Ezekiel says that the prophecy is going to be fulfilled where the Messiah already entered, because we know that Jesus already entered that gate once, and he also states that he's going to be coming back to the same location once again. And when he does, this time, Zechariah mentions that the Mount of Olives is going to be split into half from east to west. Okay, that's where the fault line actually is. A large valley. Half of the mountain shall move to the north and half of it to the south. In 1964, look this up. There's a billion news stories about this. Want to build a hotel on the top of the Mount of Olives. They've got to get a geological survey done before you build on the top of the story mountain. When they do the geological survey, they discover that there is a fault line that runs. Look at this stuff. So this is Temple Mount. Right over here, and there's a massive fault line that leads all the way right here. Massive fault line. That contains underneath the Mount of Olives. It is an east to west fault line that runs right from the top of the Mount of when Earth and heaven is shaken, I think that in fulfillment of this prophecy, that whole valley will just be this. All those stones that put in front of that thing are going to fall right down. He's going to walk right through that thing, stand on that temple mount, and be like, look at that now. And it's legit is maybe the most mind blowing novel fact I've ever learned in my entire life. I've been waiting 6 years. That's just crazy. And the fact that we have so many roots out there in All right, this is Ryan Martin, driver of the Fireball Camaro. Where we need help figuring out those style of your studio apartment. You just have to Google for ideas for natural taste and the space. 250 square feet and self so spacious. Wow. Oh, sweet studio. All right, this is Ryan Martin, driver of the Fireball Camaro. We're here at the 2018 PRI show. Camaro is a 2010 Camaro SS. One minute ago, authorities pulled back the door of Ryan Martin's racing trailer, and what they found inside sent shockwaves through the entire street outlaws community. Ryan Martin built his empire on speed. He dominated no prep kings and set himself above almost every race driver in the country. With a net worth of more than $2 million and an Instagram following of over 300,000, he sits at the peak of every race driver's dream. He has fame, fortune, and a reputation that opens doors. But inside that trailer, which everyone thought was his sanctuary, lay something that changed everything we thought we knew about Brian Martin. The evidence uncovered from this trailer does not tell a heartwarming tale of the glories of racing. It tells a haunting story of what happens when the cameras stop rolling and the man who faces living by spiking adrenaline turns his back on the public eye. What exactly did they find in Ryan Martin's trailer? Why has the discovery sent law enforcement scrambling and left the Street Outlaws franchise in crisis? Before we get into the details of this disturbing discovery, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about the king of no prep kings. Ryan Martin's name once became synonymous with victory. Later, it became his Fireball Camaro. He was a driver who understood the science of speed better than anyone else because he was consistent and methodical in how he handled the car he raced. He won multiple No Prep Kings championships and turned the Fireball Camaro into something of a myth. The thing he did not consider while climbing the ranks in front of all these people is that this level of success attracts scrutiny more than one can even handle. People watch and wonder what you know that your competitors don't. They wonder why this one man could stay at the top of his game while the others did not. The discovery in Ryan Martin's trailer suggests a very different explanation for that consistent edge. When the authorities opened the door to that trailer, they did not walk in expecting to see racing equipment or spare parts. They had come for evidence. They were following leads that they had been building for months. All the connected dots painted a picture that was worse than any superior driving skill could have invented. What they found spoke to a pattern of behavior that went beyond bending rules or finding gray areas in technical specifications. This was something that even seasoned investigators paused over. Brian Martins had his hands in something darker than anyone could imagine. The investigation began quietly because someone of Brian's influence and profile was involved. Anonymous tips started reaching law enforcement, suggesting that Brian's
That's what we
criminal
need.
ties to major
Adrenaline
events
rush.
across the country served purposes beyond competition. It was surprising and vague at first. It would be after the No Prep Kings star. The first tip was that his trailer, which hauled the Fireball Camaro to racetracks, carried cargo unrelated to automotive performance. The tip was specific enough that the officers knew where to look, but vague enough that they almost thought it was one of his competitors trying to tear him down out of jealousy. They would have dismissed it at first, but it just kept coming. Each tip added extra detail to the picture. They decided to pick up surveillance. They watched in the background, taking note. They followed his movement to racing events and noticed
Trying to
cars
decide
like
now if I
Umamasume
want to go ahead and start
and
concentrating on
everything that
speed
came with it.
or not.
Speed became their focus. They tracked its movements from over
Trying to decide if I
1,000
want to go
miles
ahead and
away.
just speed with it
Each
the
and
rest of the
every stop
career. Or
Posts Ryan made on social media
I might.
added up. There were times when the trailer was hundreds of miles from where Ryan claimed to be. The locations made no sense for someone traveling directly between busy events. It made stops in areas known for activities unrelated to legal automotive competition. Their discoveries raised questions. Racing was just a cover for Ryan, who had his hands buried deep in a ton of other interests. These interests were still figuring out. For the time being, they knew whatever he was involved in required frequent interstate travel and believable explanations, moving large amounts of equipment in unmarked trailers. When they had gathered enough circumstantial evidence to run a search of his trailer, they waited for the perfect time to be taken by surprise. They suspected Ryan had been careful and had probably developed protocols for cleaning the trailer before certain types of inspections. He probably installed warning systems to alert him whenever they darkened his doorstep. This time, there was no warning. The trailer was seized from a parking lot where it had been left overnight. It was far enough from B&R performance that no one would notice the drum. When the investigators stepped into the trailer, Ryan seemed pretty confident. "I have nothing to hide," he said with a shrug as he opened the door. At first, everything looked exactly like you would expect in a professional racer's trailer. Toolboxes organized, spare parts labeled and stored. Everything was where it was meant to be. The Fireball Camaro was
That's RNG.
completely down. It was a clean search until the investigators found the first tape panel. It was professionally constructed by someone familiar with trailer construction. What appeared to be the walls of the trailer were only a setup structure, tiny gaps that hinted at structural inconsistencies. The investigators immediately asked for tools to dismantle the false walls. Tools were brought in to remove the panel without damaging potential evidence. What lay behind it was shocking. The first thing they saw was bags of money stored along the length of the sidewalk. They brought everything out and set it on the small table at the head of the trailer. They returned to the walls and kept dismantling the structure until the entire thing was laid bare. There were documents hidden in waterproof containers. They detailed transactions between contacts and told the story of activities spanning multiple states and even years. There were also electronic devices. There were phones, tablets, and hard drives stored safely. The effort put into keeping them hidden meant there was something there that could get certain people into serious trouble with the law. There were also plastic bags holding white powdery substances. The officers looked closely into these bags and stared at Ryan. The color seemed to have drained from his face, and he refused to say anything. He faced the trailer and watched them work. The discovery of the first compartment led to a more thorough search of the entire trailer. They found three more hidden spaces. One compartment held illegal firearms, and another had more cash hidden away. The bills were organized in a specific order. Investigators estimated the money could reach over $300,000. This amount raised questions. This was laundry, fair and square. But what happened with its tax? What was the source of this money? Firearms and powder substance hinted at one thing. Ryan Martin was involved in some shady business. The third space held scale chips for weighing and some race car enhancements. The way these materials were deliberately arranged indicates they were being prepared for distribution across the states. Some notebooks contained handwritten entries, names, numbers, and dates. They uncovered USB drives and paper bags containing encrypted files, which required professionals to extract the information. The investigators took everything in, placed tags on it all. By then, the trailer was already crawling with officials. During the flurry of all the searching, Ryan had sneaked out of the place to speak with his lawyers. How could he get himself out of this twist? The officers looked around for Ryan that evening and could not find him. He was not at the shop either. All they had was a search warrant anyway, and they were not supposed to arrest anyone. They took the recovered items for assessment and left the premises. This explained why he was suddenly absent from recent Street Outlaws episodes and no Prep Kings events. Fans did not notice his absence in the first couple of episodes until racing competitions took place, and the Fireball Camaro was nowhere to be found. Some thought he was working on a new car, preparing for a return to competition. Others worried he might be dealing with personal tragedy. Laws have
Mm-mm.
plausible explanations for his prolonged absence. Nobody suspected the truth would be darker than what they thought. The investigation had been ongoing for alongside Ryan for over 5 years, disappeared from the shop without explanation. The shop's website, which had always been regularly updated with new builds and performance packages, hadn't posted new content in over a month. Another employee, who was a regular part of Ryan's crew for most of his racing events, had deleted every photo and post that showed him with the Camaro or anything bearing the B&R Performance logo. On the B&R Performance site, the gallery section filled with customer testimonials was removed. The list of services offered was pared down to basics. It felt like someone was trying to erase certain things, or to be on the site that linked back to some shady business involving Ryan Hart. Perhaps this was a sore attempt to strip away anything that would draw unwanted attention or provoke uncomfortable questions. His partner, Cherry, who was known to most of the racing community as Mama Fireball, had begun to distance herself from all things racing on social media. This was someone who proudly posted about attending every race and celebrated Ryan's victories online, suddenly silent, and the fans were questioning him. But the authorities working behind the scenes knew what was really going on. Javier Canales.
Come on, Creek, bring it home, baby.
Was organized, and if so, that meant there were a bunch of individuals involved in the scheme. Who could they possibly blame for this? They began to interview everyone involved with Ryan's racing career, especially those who had been inside the trailer multiple times. Some feigned complete ignorance. They insisted Ryan was perfectly
Mambo.
honest about his legitimate business. He continued to reiterate how much Ryan loved racing. Not imagine anyone wanting to put something so horrible on a man like him. They said the trailer was always locked or not in use, and Ryan was particular about who had access to it, and it was expected of anyone involved to rent the breaking Fireball Camaro. He personally handled the loading and unloading of the Camaro and organized the equipment inside. They did not present this point as something to be suspicious of, but as something to be respected. It was not unusual for most professional racers who were notoriously secret about their technical advantages or any edge they had over competitors. Other
The mummy mommy. The fast mummy. The fastest mummy in the world.
Reporters noticed the officers were desperate for solid at best, a witness who was willing to come forward and expand the situation. These individuals were willing to get immunity or money in exchange for their cooperation or a sliver of information. When they were slightly indulged, these individuals told different wild stories that had no link to the information the officers already had. One crew member described seeing Ryan meet with someone in a parking lot far from the racetrack. He claimed he had seen them exchange packages while Ryan nervously looked around to make sure no one was paying attention. He thought Ryan was just making a racing purchase, but now that they had shared a little of the discovery they had made in the trailer, this little exchange now weighed a ton. Another associate recalled a time when Ryan had asked him to store some boxes in his garage. He claimed they were spare parts that wouldn't fit in the trailer and promised he'd pick them up in a few weeks. The boxes sat untouched for a month before Ryan came to pick them up. This associate never thought to open the boxes or see what was inside because he trusted Ryan. Now that the investigators were on a questioning spree, he began to question himself. Had those boxes contained contraband? The interviews revealed that Ryan had been conscientious. Either that, or they were extremely loyal to Ryan for some reason. It was hard to determine what motivated the people they had interviewed, but Ryan had not been careful enough. The small pieces of evidence lying around had accumulated into a picture that could not be explained away. This discovery had significant implications for him and the show. The Discovery Channel had always been careful to emphasize that Street Outlaws participants were professionals, that races were conducted with safety precautions. The show made sure to fully run against any illegal matters. They were all about proving that these men were only trying to follow their passion and make an honest living. Ryan was mostly the face of the show in the No Prep Kings championships. This meant whatever dirt he got on him would undoubtedly get on the whole racing system. Ryan Martin's prominence meant his arrest would change everything for the Discovery Channel. Ryan, on the other hand, was still unaware that someone had tipped off the authorities. Someone within his circle had ousted him. Someone had betrayed him, and he had no clue about it. It made the case all the more intriguing. Ryan himself had become hard to locate. People could barely reach him, and most of his close friends were also missing in action. The authorities thought they would never have a crack at the case. Things began to settle slowly until one of the people involved in Ryan's side venture turned
You want to
himself
swap
in.
these two
This was the moment everything
and then
fell apart.
advance toe show
This person was not a part of the Street Outlaws franchise. He was just a regular
up the
guy in
ladder.
Oklahoma.
So we'll have a
Or
B,
so everyone
mile
thought.
racer,
One
medium,
morning he walked into the
long,
police
and dirt.
station to inform them about all the nefarious things he had gotten himself involved in. He refused to name any other people involved. The officers coerced him and tried to offer him different things to make him name names. He was even provided complete immunity on the condition that he would name all the people involved and participate in the investigation. He didn't budge and stuck to mentioning only the things he was involved in. How did the officers then know that this was related to Ryan's case? This person had spoken about being blackmailed into sending himself to the state to confess. The person who tipped the authorities from the beginning, who sent anonymous notes to them a week before he came in, who said Ryan was arranging a package for them that would blow their minds. It all felt like
Whew.
this anonymous
We'll
tipper
beat him
would
in
be in
every
charge of
race.
the whole case. Yes, they were hell bent on finding Ryan and his cohorts. But this anonymous tipper had secrets of his own, and if their hunches were correct, his secrets might
Wombo
prove
beater?
just as bad as Ryan's. They decided to ask
Dang.
this individual if he knew anything about the trailer. That was the moment he shared that he was the tipper. He began to share the tips because he could no longer
810
bear the guilt
speed
weighing on his conscience. Many racers who had competed against Ryan for years and
by
respected his
stats.
approach to the track had to reconcile
She
that
shouldn't have
Ryan
beat
could
her.
beat this Ryan.
Well, actually,
Some
wait,
of
never
them won
mind. Hold
titles
on.
across the country. Some of them
451
even
with.
began to distance
I think
themselves
she
from the
had.
show and schedule
Yeah, never mind.
legally
Never
owned
mind.
shows and hosts.
That
Some
big a
even
width
defended
difference
Ryan on
does
behalf
that.
of
It
the
don't matter
sponsors.
how fast your
Some
character
racers
is.
fought to make
If
up for
that
the
width is
loss,
high enough,
despite their shock and disappointment at the news. They claimed no
it's
one was
over
aware
for
of
you.
the news and made it clear that their brands did not in any way stand for what Ryan was currently involved in. One prominent racer posted a long message about how racing is about honest competition and that those who betray the community's trust have no place in it. Another racer who had been friends with Ryan for years posted simply, Disappointed doesn't begin to cover it before deleting all photos showing them together. This was only the beginning of the severance that would take place in the relationships Ryan Martin had with many individuals in the racing community. Others maintained their silence, and in this silence, many began to question if they were not already involved in the shady business Ryan had been plotting. Some racers were contacted by law enforcement, asked questions about their interactions with Ryan in various events, and whether they noticed anything unusual or suspicious. These interviews, even when racers had nothing to hide, created anxiety. Everyone seemed to sleep with one eye closed. Everyone began to reflect on their past actions. Was there anything that
Leave
the
one eye
police could
open.
hold on to that would tie their fate to that of Ryan's? Unlike Ryan Martin, most of them earned their living from the show or racing. It was all they knew, and without it, they would be forced to start from ground zero. Ryan's family was facing a nightmare of its own. They had not seen Ryan in weeks, and it was becoming a thing of concern for them. The police came to their doorstep every other day to confirm he had not returned, and they were only hiding. Cherish had been taken for questioning twice already. Investigators wanted to know if she'd ever been inside within her apartments. They were curious to know if Ryan had discussed this other business with her, the way they flaunted their marriage, assumed they were tight-knit. But Cherish let nothing slip. Perhaps she was innocent. Even if she were completely innocent, the association alone would follow her for years. Their son, Dax, would bear this shame for a long time. The reputation of his father had gone from iconic race driving champion to the
I
son
was at
killer.
989.
It seemed to
I
give
could.
Ryan's
It
father
only gave
pause.
me 10 speed.
All this time, one could never claim
It gave me
childhood
extra two
innocence.
speed.
One could once say was the
Word.
motivation for this. He had fame, he had money,
I'm with
he was
that.
doing well financially. He was either blackmailed into going into this, or he had this going on from the very beginning. Nothing made sense. Now, federal prosecutors are armed with evidence that can drag Ryan to the depths of the penitentiary, but they are holding off on building their case. Why? This is organized crime. If they hit one, the rest would scurry away, strategize, and build better alibis than the one they just busted. All the charges carried substantial prison time, but they needed to find Ryan, track him enough to get him to spill details about his cohorts, and then they could gladly take their case to court. Ryan's attorneys were not leaving themselves open to being shut down. They were gathering ammunition for the moment Ryan was arrested. They knew he could not stay in hiding forever. Their defense strategy involved challenging the search warrant's legality. They might argue that the investigators lacked probable cause to seize the trailer and that the search was based on a mere hunch. They were looking to find witnesses of their own. They were willing to face this battle to the end. They could not argue that the computers were installed without Ryan's knowledge, but that would be a case of biting their own tail, as most of the crew had already said in the interviews that Ryan never let anyone into the trailer. Ryan's fingerprints were also found around the areas where the items were found. The one thing they were certain of, at least, was negotiating a plea deal on the basis that he was coerced or threatened by others into using his trailer for such purposes. This would cast him in the role of a victim rather than a perpetrator. These negotiations would Ryan's reputation and help reduce it. Depends on what sentence, and mostly break, and if need be, throw his colleagues under the bus, or Ryan might choose to fight the Chargers. He stubbornly maintained his
I
alleged
thought she would be in the
innocence,
loan chip, except
but
she's just
Ryan
in the
refused to
loan
let the
category.
truth of Ronnie Ray. Federal criminal trials are a challenging pursuit.
Maybe I
Innocent
didn't give her enough stamp.
defendants usually take the easy way out by pleading guilty
Maybe
and
she needed
accepting
like an
a
800
less
stamp.
sentence, because prosecutors almost always bring cases with overwhelming evidence. The
No, I
government's
could have gave
case
her
was
800
close,
stamp,
but
but
the
she'd only
evidence
have
was
like
overwhelming.
915 power,
Ryan
920 power,
Ryan's fall
something like
led
that,
to
or
the end of
920
his
speed. I
career.
mean,
Ryan losing
she'd only
Libra,
have like
his
920
wife,
speed,
his rifle blades,
and
his
her guts would
valuables,
be like
perhaps the most important thing,
570.
his credibility in his case. It was unlikely that he that he lied in court. He would be a victim, one that
I
could
mean, I
end
don't
his
know.
future.
In the end,
In the racing community,
speed
many
matters
believed
most.
his legitimacy of his
'Cause if you're
transfer.
not fast
Many
enough,
watchers began analyzing his wins in ways they had not before.
the
They
rest don't
pointed
matter.
out that most successful racers have experienced success
You can
outside of
have the
racing.
best skill
Unlike
tree
many
set up,
most needing to
best
establish
parents,
themselves,
If your speed's not good enough,
Names in racing and earned their favor. They revealed that these were the things that made a star in the Oklahoma racing community. Some race fanatics moved comments to dispute it, but it was already gaining traction, and fans were losing faith as the months passed. The Discovery Channel also faced a dilemma.
she blocked me.
Shop has been active for weeks now, following all the accusations. The investigators have gone under the radar, and insider reports claim that Ryan was taken into custody and then granted bail with movement restrictions while the case heated up in court. Friends who spoke to Ryan in the days before the trailer search described him as increasingly paranoid. He claimed he was being watched or sometimes followed. He was worried that his phone was tapped, so he bought multiple burner phones. He had become suspicious of everyone around him, and he started gossiping that it must have been some kind of midlife crisis. Many who heard the news wondered what made him do it. Was it greed? Was it commercial? Did he just not have enough to his name? The income from B&R was not a generational time, but it made life comfortable, never least. Perhaps it was the thrill he loved, the thin line he was constantly on, wondering if he would ever get caught. One thing is sure, street outlaws will continue with or without Ryan. Another champion will rise in his place, and the story of Ryan Martin will serve as a warning. Whatever the outcome of his legal proceedings, his reputation has already gone through the ringer. It would be tough for anyone to truly trust him, let alone want to be associated with his brand. What makes this discovery all the more heartbreaking is that young boys who wanted to make it big in racing idolized him. The image of racing in their heads was one of Brian Martin sitting confidently in his Fireball Camaro. How could they bring themselves to believe the stories they were hearing about their idol? It was a betrayal of the worst kind. Although Ryan had become the face of this operation, other names were involved. In documents retrieved from the incriminating trailer, the officers traced the names of individuals in the media and racing communities in different states. The investigation continues, and questions linger. What drove Brian Martin to risk everything like this? Share your thoughts in the comments, and do not forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe on this channel. Questions, actually, a bunch of questions. What's the best time this weekend for outside backyard barbecue? And what's something impressive I can grill that I don't have to stand right next to the woman? One thing over here, it starts with just one thing. Personalized first
You get long corners, long straightaways. I mean, if I can get them, I have them. I don't.
start today. Get driven for 3,000 miles in our $3,000 American Badge cars, and to see the country and try different forms of motorsports. This week, we're going rally racing. All the way to
11, 11, 1, 11, 2 range. Dang it. And every once in a while I'll hit an A plus. But it'd be like a low A plus. Except Marzinski. Wait, Marzinski was a low A plus. Wait, she's not an A plus at all. Never mind. One of my A pluses is like, well, uh Bakushin. She's what I'm talking about. She's my highest rated A plus. I think Pace Chaser S aptitude on the way. 2-star speed. Extra tank. That's good.
We're gonna go south out of town, take the 412 for a little while until we get to 641 right here. Our main driver 69 to Big Sandy, and then to the ferry here to finish. Man, it's coming down. There's a lot of ground to cover between our start point and our finish point. I know what you're thinking. Umamasume pretty derby or worse no racing. Now nobody says that. I know what you're thinking. Umamasume pretty derby or worse no racing. Now nobody says that football game was likely fun, and now become one of my vices. While normal people spend money on drugs, I spend money on carrots. Although unlike real carrots, these carrots are slowly ruining my eyesight as I grind for hours at night. Like all Dr. King, the honey was made. And although the game
The difference. 82 points or 83 points, I think.
I appreciate how boring playoffs can be because I can just play PvP and then come back in the PvP and still have fun. If I leave the space for a week, I'll miss out on potential carrots that I need for unified life. That being said, there has been one event from this game that has constantly eluded me since the first time they made a video about this game, and that's winning a champion.
Hey, I won my first graded champions meet in the last meet. It was Group B, but it was still, I still won it. But all Group B is just everybody that didn't qualify for Group A, aka everybody that didn't get 3 wins in the races to get to A finals in time. I did end up doing it, but it wasn't in time.
With Virgo touch, will I be able to win? Now you might be thinking, I read the title. I already know that you won, but it could be clickbait. I'd like you to know
I appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it as always.
It's the perfect time for her to accelerate into the straight, which makes
Mm,
straightaway
Just
skills
trying to lock
very
in.
powerful, and also
And
downhill skills, which also makes
I'm thinking
straightaway
about
skills
doing the late surgery
exceptionally
next.
usable. So now Tiny Shuttles can double its stealth as
Hmm.
a late surger, provided she is
I
third
don't know.
before your
We'll
best
see.
mate. And if you have head on, she can triple its stealth. She can even
That's what I'm talking about.
power at the same time. It just seemed impossible.
Give me
So
that
I tried
stamina.
something that I had never done before as a
Yum
user,
yum 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 yum. Yum.
reading my car, especially on Tucson Black. You see, plenty of people recommend that you MLB Tucson Black for the 100% specialty priority. But a two-star Tucson Black gives you a power bonus, which is what I need to have my Umas break to 1,000 power. And even at level 1, my Tucson still consistently wanted to rainbow train at speed. So I used my X-Star Crystal to level up my Tucson, and I used it to build my Grass Wonder, and I ended up making a monster. Taking the Grass Wonder build from Cancer, I made Grass Wonder 2.0 with 4 Excel skills, 1 Straightaway skill, and Triumphant Pulse, because you can never go wrong with Triumphant Pulse. And with the level 35 Tucson Black, I was able to get her to 1200 speed, 594 stamina, 1047 power, 448 guts, and 625 quickness. Unfortunately,
Well, I
she
have
did get my electric,
gas I can use.
but she did inherit turf head, which should allow her to climb the uphill at the end of the track. Of course, we need a third. Originally, I wanted to make a plan, you can guess, I was following the meta. I wanted to win, damn it. So still got the new secret event that gives her the runaway skill, that turns her into twin towers. But I absolutely hate building furniture. So she got scrapped, and I decided to get a wife. I built a wedding air groove with the sole purpose of getting second place, so that my Taiki shuttle will overtake her at the final corner while activating shooting for victory at the same time. It's not the typical strategy that YouTubers or other guys will tell you, but it worked for me. Sometimes she might even win. So now I have my three girls. I was ready to take on the Virgo Cup. Round one begins, and on my first race, my pace chaser spun too wide in the final corner and lost a lot of speed. I almost lost hope, but Grass Wonder luckily came in clutch and surged her way into first place. Triumphant Pulse once again coming in clutch. You don't really need any other skill, just get that one. My second race, I was up against Gojo. Nah, I win. Well, this bitch is gonna lose. Okay, 50%. Up to 60% off.
That counter eats up so much of my stamina or my little carrot juice. Good gracious, like it ate my whole bar. You seen that? I can't do another run. And y'all are spread out evenly too. I don't like this. Let's go ahead and get these two started. Connecting, connecting. Oh, six. Oh, I was trying to decide how many to give me. If my mood was great, it would have gave me four. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, ladies. Okay. I'm not mad at that. But dang, girl, look at this. She trains so slow compared to everybody else. Gotta get her Sam high, but I can't forget about speed, obviously.
Oh my God, why would you get? I need you to actually still and push up. Holy crap. Hey, right here, Lord, how to fuck it. Yes? Can we? Fuck. I just shut the net so hard. And I pick up under the gutter. Oh my fucking God. I won. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Brad Lucker. The rest of me. Hey. Oh my God, that was awesome. Yep, that's right. I finally did it. On one hand, yes, I did look out with the lobby. That vodka didn't have any stray wheel skills or the pumps of iron. But also, I thought it was over with my tiny conscience and didn't want to shoot her friend. But anything can happen. Even miracle. And the miracle did happen. My stress wonder gave me that miracle. Horse racing is a sport of winners and losers. Sure, sure. And although I've been a loser for the
You never get those. A lot of speed. It's good. I'm sure we'll get shatterproof. I lost my race to winning ticket. But everybody else won. Hate links. Oof. Oof. Everybody's at least capable to run on the same playing field. Y'all got the advantage. Y'all better win. Exactly. Yeah, because y'all about to be bees. Hmm. Heal or train? Heal or train here? All right, good heal, good heal. Hmm. Be wet, nice. Bamboo. Of course. We're in a really good spot, stat wise and skill wise. I gotta see something. Can she get in the lead in the mid race? I'm trying to figure out why she would have that skill. Wait, doesn't she have a B aptitude? Mm. Well, I guess it comes into assumption that nobody's trying to run a front runner in the long race. Then it would come into effect. And then Gemini, which can happen. It happens. So it's a viable skill to have right now. Just not in this career mode. Because there's almost always going to be a front runner in every race, at least one. Get a Rudolph, move out the way, bro. Rudolph is just in the way. Get out of the way, bro. You're still in the way, bro. She's still in the freaking way. Mm. If she wasn't there, I'd be in first right now. Yeah, no doubt. Because Top Gun's now in first. I would have been in front of Top Gun, but Rudolph is in the way. Oh, now Rudolph moves. Look at that. Now I'm in first. Imagine that. So it is viable, even in career mode, if she doesn't get blocked. Mm. Dignified. Dignified and solidified. Whew. 55 speed. Let's go. The Daydream team. Air Groove as the main aces up against the squad. They won the mile. Vodka. I wonder about how much. 3-4. Wow, it was close. Yes, because I need wit. Skill doesn't help, but I need the wit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sweet. Is this the run for Measure? Is this the run for Lightning McQueen? Will she live up to the name? Will she build the ultimate team? Will she feel the seams? Bro. No way. No way that just happened. With that much energy, bro? That's highway robbery. You know what I mean? That's highway robbery, straight up. They just stole like 40 speed. They just stole 44 speed from me. At the minimum, I didn't even see what the other. I think actually I saw the total. So I think it was 44 speed, but still, look at bro, 44 speed on. I'd be in a great position right here with 4 more weeks to train. My only problem is my wit, but that's only because I only I had to sacrifice the wit for the stamina and the speed. That's where I'm at. Appreciate y'all coming by. Appreciate y'all showing some love. Showing some love. Let's see. I might not beat Team 10. Oh, I got the poor practice. That's what that was. That messed me up. That speed. So as soon as you hit 940 something with the speed, you get that speed 46. It's like I can hit 46 right here and not get a bulb, or I can hit or 49 and not get a bulb, or I can hit, you know, 25 and get a full bulb. But I don't think it'll matter because the Unity Cup is in literally one turn. Let's get the stats. It can only help. It can only help because it's almost 400. I could do it again for 38. That's crazy. I need the speed. We need the speed. What are you doing? You just down there letting somebody else overtake you, bro. You better take your position. You too. What are you doing, Super Creep? Don't let grass don't don't let Rice Shower bully you. Just because she looks at you weird, don't mean she's scary. Ooh, nice. We got some good. This what happened when I ran Bakushin. Something very similar to this, except for with Bakushin, I already had over 1,000 speed right here. I think I had like 1,046 speed right here, but I ain't had no stamina. All right, Superstardom. 3 S's this time instead of the normal just speed and power. Cool, cool. Wait, is anybody? Yes, A rank in the mile. Nice. Let's see what your stats are. Dang, 900 speed, 790 stamina, 830 power, 730 guts, 672 wit. God dang. That's wild. I could buy some skills right there, but I don't think I need to. If we can get a triple rainbow right here, that would be epic. Swear. That'd be epic, bro. It never happens, but it would be epic. Well, it did happen once. Dang it. That's insane though. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. Mm, let's do it. Those two put out so much stam. God dog. I love using those two. Well, and her and but jeez Louise. For some reason she's more consistent than Mesro, but she has I think her what she's 35 um priority. She's 35% priority. While Mesro is 50% priority, I think. Okay, which one? Oh crap, it's way more expensive. Shit. All right. Prepare to pass. Yeah, you always give me that right there. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think this is the run right here, fellas. I think this is the run with Mesro. This is insane. I mean, it's so hard to do. I ain't gonna lie. Well, for me anyway. Well, for normal players, this is hard to do. If we didn't fail that training earlier, where she had all that stamina, we had, bro, we'd be at 1100 speed right now. The max is 12, so you know, I'm just like, I'm kind of salty about that. I'm gonna stay salty about it too, because she shouldn't have failed it. We had half the energy bar, and she still failed it. I'm surprised I'm not the number one favorite in this race, but I mean my wit is pretty low, so there's that. That's literally the only reason. I have more speed and stamina than either one of them, and we're off. Oh, man, the wit almost killed me. The wit almost killed me. I know exactly what the problem is. That obviously, I mean, yeah, my wit almost killed me. Oh man. Mm. It's plus B. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just how that stacked up. SBACD. That's funny. SBACD. Oh man, so close. 400. Closer, closer. It's the wit. If I've been able to get her with it up to 5 or 600, should have been A plus. Two speed, two pace chaser, bro. She's good pants too. Undefeated. I didn't even notice we didn't lose a single race. We in the million. Small improvement. Dang, Taiki's halfway over here now. Make sure I moved her way up a second and boot it. Old girl right out. For every win. Oh, I gotta go for that. I probably won't win any either, but we'll see. I won two or 80 for losing. That's not bad. I mean, my record is 520, so you know, it's only 40,000 less. Oh no, I might have to put Toughest Nails Jordan in there. Look at that stuff. We'll end this chapter and I'll be right back for another run in just a second.